everybody, my name is Ardalan Gilavizadeh. Today I want to talk about leech farming. In the 60 meters, how many leech I can grow? If we assume your room is the 60 meters, okay, this is your room, 2 rows of the shelves, and this is the length of your 12 meters, the length of your room, and the 5 meters is the width of your room. 5 by 12, 60 meters. In the 60 meters, with the best height is a 4.7. The height is the 4.5 to 4.7 is the best high standard height. 4.5 to 4.7. In the 60 meters, near you have the 200 square meters under leech farming. Okay, therefore, it's the best width for the shelves is the 1.2 meters and the 1.2 and 10 meters the best length for the shelves. 10 meters and the 1 meters here for the access the worker and you from the end, and the 1 meters from the entrance to the beginning of your shelves. 12 meters total length and the 10 meters efficient length. And in this room you can have 6 to 7 floor. You can have the shelf and you can put the pan, aquarium. That is very interesting. How many leech I can keep in the room in the 60 meters, 5 by 12 meters. You know, that is very interesting. With which material, which aquarium, which boxes you want to keep the leeches. Very important, the most important things. You know, as you can see in my hand, this is a simple bag. Okay, not very small, not very big. This is, you can find it any store on your local market and your city. Very simple. Okay, for your work, the best material for the leeches should be plastic and the clear plastic, so that you can see the movement of the leeches. If any leech is the disease, you should immediately take it and remove. This is, for example, the color of the water is the red. The water is dirty. Immediately you should clean. Some plastic that is very dark is not suitable because you are not able to see the movement of the leech. Anytime you should take care of the leech, they are healthy. The color of the water is very clear, transparent, and they're clear and beautiful in his seas. And then you can easily transport these boxes, plastic boxes. If they're near the 15 centimeters, and the best dimension for your work, because in the shed is a 40 by 60 centimeters. 40 by 60 centimeters. 40 by 60 centimeters, the best dimension for the keeping the leeches on the boxes. Why this size is? Why we shouldn't use, for example, the big one? These things very important. I have seen some farm use very big plastic pan, very big aquarium. When you put the big pan in the one room, that is so sensitive, the water for the leeches, so sensitive. When you put, for example, in this plastic, you can put, for example, if we assume 20 leeches, 30 leeches we can use. If one of the leeches faced with problems, only for other 20 of leeches faced with problem. Okay, but face naturally from the origin has the leeches has a problem. That's very normal. But if you put other 20 leeches beside these leeches, all faced with problem. Sometimes if you have any problem. But if you put in the big plastic, for example, 3 meters by 5 meters, big one, some of you think bigger one is the better because it doesn't need the putting another shelf, is better, for example, for the change. That is wrong. You should choose a small. If you choose the big one, For example, you can, in the big one, you can put 2000 leeches. 2000, but even one leech has a problem, other 1000 face with problem. Therefore, the losses of the leeches in this small leech more easily. Also, for example, if you put, for example, in the small, each box that has a dirty, you can change it. For that, you are forced 2000 leeches, you should change the water. Too much water in the doesn't have economical justification for the water consumption goes up. You know, a lot of water. Changing water regularly is not very good thing, okay? When the water is clean, you should keep the water. But I have determined in my book, for example, which date we should change the water. But anyway, in this plastic box, the best, because if one leech or two leech face with problem, a smaller number of the other leeches face with the problem. And in this, they have too much box. I am forced less change the water. In the smaller time, I am able to change the water, and it doesn't is all change the whole of the water. For example, on the plastic bag. Very normal. The transport you can sometimes you need to for the feeding the leeches. You can from the 7th floor to the easily you can bring them, and for example, if you 2000 you want to feeding, and again you want to put this after the feeding, near the 5%, 3% leeches face with problem and they face with the disease and disorder. If you want again back, very clear, 2000 leeches face with problem and will die. Okay. Therefore, choose this one exactly like this. This is very good for the preventing the escape, because leeches are like to escape. If you put this pan here lonely, very clear, even with the small leech come down and they escape. And for preventing, you can put here, and for breathing for the receiving the oxygen, you can use this and easily provide like this. Yeah, like one. Okay, another one. Sorry, I'm not helping. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. In the 20 small holes is enough. You know, I choose this one because this size that is very clear. This is for the cosmetic leech, and the adult leech is suitable for this room. If you keep the larva, you should choose the smaller size of this. But this is good for the mother leech, for the adult leech, for the cosmetic leech. This size is good for the creating the small 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can 1, 2, 3, and the near 40 a small hole is enough for the breathing, for the receiving the oxygen. This is suitable. It doesn't need you buy the trays and they put again, and you can put them if you want to feeding, and you can easily transport the leeches. Now the question, how many of the leeches I can put on the, how many leech are in the 60 meters, depending on the size of the leech. If you have the larva size, if the larva size, this is maybe less than the 1 centimeter. In the 60 meters, if all of your leech be larva, you can even 100,000 leech you can keep in the 60 meters with the shelving system. And larva, for example, is the bigger size. For example, this is for the 1 centimeters. The leeches for the 3 centimeters. For example, cosmetic leech, you can put 75,000 leeches. If the leech completely adult, in the 6 centimeters, adult leech, you can put only 50,000 leech. The mother leech and the mother leech, that their size usually between the 10 centimeters, you can only 20,000 leech. You can keep, because the size is big, you can keep exactly depending on the things. For example, in these boxes, for example, a small, this is 20 by 40 centimeters. You can put, if the leeches are the mother leech, they need to keep 20 leeches. If they are in the one box, if they are in the adult leech with a 5 or 6 centimeters, you can put 60. If they are cosmetic, you can 100. If they are larva, you can even 200 larva put it this. But usually this is my experience. I told you exactly my experience. In the 60 meters, you can, if all your leeches are larva, even 100,000 you can put. But you should manage, you should have all size of the leech. You should group. You know, each size, each leech, depending only on the process. For example, if you have this room, if this is my room, okay, this is 60 room, it's better I divide in the 3 parts. Exactly unlike other cultivation. For example, in the saffron mushroom, we should have the coherent room. But in the leech, because we experience 3 times, we have 3 important activity. Keeping or the storing leeches, or the quarantine the leeches, feeding and the breeding. Because feeding needs a special temperature, breeding a special temperature, and the quarantine for the giving to the doctor has a separate temperature environmental needs. You can easily with the plastic or the panel or the very simple, you can divide and you can then manage your leech farming. For example, in the small room, for example, if you have a toilet, the bathroom, in the restroom, or the for example, a sleeping room, you can separate this room. For example, toilet for example, a small, the size of the toilet, for example, for the feeding. Breeding for the sleeping room. In the kitchen, you can put and the separate things, and for the growing the leeches. Therefore, very important the dividing your room and the pan that you use for the leech farming. If you use the glass is the perfect, but is expensive. The glass and the transporting may be faced with the damage, and you have the problem. Changing the water have the problem. But the best one, the plastic pan, small size. If 1 or 2 leech face problem, I can remove. Therefore, this is the size of you can start. Everything in my book clearly has been explained. Plus 2 days online consultation. With this package, with my package in the book, you can easily construct leech farming and you can start in the business very clearly. I have explained which stage you need, which temperature. The drug, if your leeches has a problem, which drug you use with the exact dosage. Also, you can provide for your leeches if problem, for the feeding, for the breeding, which material I need. Everything clearly in my book explained. If you want to order my book about the leech farming, you can contact me on WhatsApp 0098 945 You can contact me and order this package. With this package, guarantee your starting. You can easily construct a leech farm. Thank you.